Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video, we'll be catching up with all the awesome updates for Warhammer Quest Cursed City. Since the preview came out that revealed all the contents for Cursed City last month, there's been some great updates being trickled out each week, and although we've not seen any new miniatures because we've pretty much seen everything we're going to get in the box now, there's been some real in-depth looks at a bit of the history and lore of the game, and also some of the kind of characters behind it, their backgrounds and things like that. So I thought this would be a great time to jump in and do a little video, get us up to date with all the information we've got. And today there was a release on the Warhammer community site for the environments that are going to come with Cursed City, so we get to see the tile boards in a lot more detail. And I thought that'd be fun to have a look at those and go right through it. So in this video, we'll start from all the updates that have come out since that preview, and we'll take a look at each one and then go right through, working our way to the most recent update that came out today and take a really good look at those awesome tiles, and then we'll see exactly what we're going to be playing the game on. In the article, it also mentioned that the release date could be quite soon, so we'll have a look at that, and we'll kind of make some guesses as to when we think this awesome looking game is actually going to be released, because I can't wait to get it. If you haven't seen the previous video I put out about Cursed City, then I definitely recommend go to check that out. I'll put a link at the end of the video so you can see it once you've watched this one, but just scrolling down, this is all the content we went through, and you can see we got a look at the brilliant box art. We've got a look at all the contents of the game, all laid out. We saw all the miniatures now, so we got a little up-close look at all the heroes and the villains that are going to be in the game. So in that video, I went into all the detail about all these new releases and previews, so you'll get to see what all these are about, and definitely worth checking that out. There's some awesome-looking villains. Look at these. So cool. And then you get to see what's in the box. So we're getting 8 heroes, 42 hostiles. These objective markers look really great. And all of this is going to transfer over to Warcry 100%. I mean, the heroes, the hostiles, and those objective markers. These are the sort of things I've been meaning to start building. But with these on the horizon, I'm not going to have to make too many of them now, which is really good. But I'm still going to do some objective markers specifically for Warcry. But here we are. So we can see these tiles now, and the tiles we'll have a really good look at in this video, because that's the preview that came out today. So there's tons of stuff in there, really great. They brought a book out that's going to accompany it, and I'll be definitely getting this so I can read up on the history and lore. And there's some really cool videos, and I'd recommend as well going to check out the website, because this is where you can really catch up with everything, watch the introductory videos, the most recent ones, have a really good look at the contents of the box and all the different miniatures. So that's a great place to start, and they update this frequently. But in this video, we'll just go through the more in-depth articles that have been published on the Warhammer community site, and we'll go through them one at a time, taking a real good look at what's coming. So this article came out end of February, just after the preview, and this gives us a little look into the Cursed City itself, and we're going to find out all about it. And so it says here we explore the mean streets of Ulfincalm, the backdrop where these legendary tales take place. You didn't think the city was this dismal and hopeless from the beginning, did you? Let's find out how things got so bad. And so this article is a great read. It tells you about a city in defiance of death, and it goes on about just what happened to the Cursed City and how it came about being. And it starts to talk a little bit about the kind of main villain as well. So it says, in the age of myth, 3 Azerite dynasties, Houses Altern, Vosheim and Gaunt, built a stronghold deep in the heart of Shyish. The Ebon Citadel stood defiantly atop the harsh windswept island of Zarsgarond. Despite its surroundings, the area grew into a bustling metropolis under the unfaltering leadership of the noble lineages. This city was named Mournhold. And here we get the little artwork that you also see on the website with the map, and this is the map that's going to give us a hint to all potentially some of the expansions that are going to be included here. And yeah, it says check out the official website and you'll get to see the interactive version of that map. And it's a really great piece of artwork, almost like a tapestry kind of an old world painting. So that's really great, and some good hints in that interactive version that tell us what we might expect in the future. So it goes on here to say that the dawn of the Age of Chaos tested these proud rulers of Mournhold as the city became the target of Slorn the Ravener, a demon prince in the service of the blood god. For years, the hordes of chaos laid siege to the city, eroding the defences and sapping any hope of victory. This was the moment Radukar the Wolf arrived with his fleet, leading a company of Kasagi ogres in defence of the city. So this was the unlikely saviour, and this is where we start to be introduced to the main villain now. And so it says here, though whispers of the vampire's foul reputation preceded him, he was nevertheless heralded as the saviour of the city. In return for defending the weakened stronghold from further attacks, he asked only for a place amongst the nobility and a willing offering of blood to slake his thirst. And we get to see this wolf here, and this is the almost like the big fur he wears around him, so it's hinting that that can come alive, which is really interesting. So that's going to be great to find out more about that. And it says here, the two-headed wolf is a potent symbol of Radukar's power. And it goes on to say, the noble houses had little choice but to accept Radukar's aid, and with that one alliance, Mournhold's fate was sealed. The prosperous town would never again know peace. In the years to come, it was home only to terrors. The descent into the cursed city that Mournhold is known as now did not happen overnight. In the beginning, the vampire lord took up residence in the mighty Ebon Citadel and brooded mostly in the shadows. But what happened next is proof that you can never trust a vampire. Now we're on to the Necro Quake, another nice piece of artwork here, really setting the scene, this gloomy city. And so let's read what it says about the Necro Quake. The balance of power was upended when the great necromancer Nagash created the Shyish Nadir. Where once the city had existed in the calm centre of the realm of death, now it teetered on the brink of a whirlwind of unimaginable energy. In the blink of an eye, the city was plunged into infernal darkness, its very fabric unravelling in the maelstrom of power. Strengthened by the surge of necromantic magic, Radukar and his thirsting court swept across the city in a night of bloodshed, purging any mortals that might threaten his authority. So this is great, really setting the scene now. And it says here, Ulfan Khan is a mere shadow of its former glory. The noble dynasties were slaughtered before dawn, and only the most subservient and sycophantic were given the blood kiss to join the ranks of the wolf. The people of the city were nothing more than a source of fresh vitae, and the once proud city was renamed Ulfan Khan, the Wolf's Feast. And so now we're really getting into Ulfan Khan, what it's all about, and we're moving on to the streets of dread. With nobody left to oppose them, the vampiric overlords indulged in their every predatory urge. In the face of undead Kasagi ogres, watch Captain Halgrim's revenant Ulfenwatch, and the prowling progeny of Radukar's vampiric bloodline, the city has become a place ruled by fear and shadow. And there's some more artwork. We've already seen this one in previous little previews into the game, and so we know that these are the skeletons and part of Captain Halgrim's Ulfenwatch that parade the streets. And it says here, the citizens of Ulfan Khan live in fear of, well, pretty much everything. And it sounds like a real grim place. The remaining mortal population of Ulfan Khan toils endlessly for their cruel masters. Life is worth less than nothing in this forlorn place. But still, some souls would risk their lives to save it. And now we get a good look at the kind of heroes here. And so we're going to see these are the ones that are going to venture into Ulfan Khan and try and sort this mess out. And here, each with their own motivations, a handful of heroes are willing to stand up to Radukar. Radukar has amassed a long list of enemies over his many centuries. This disparate cast of rogues, outcasts and cutthroats has banded together, determined to bring the wolf's reign of terror to an end and restore hope to the people. Warhammer Quest Cursed City will be here before you know it, so we hope you've been sharpening some wooden stakes. Everything that's been revealed so far is on the website. Take a look and start planning how you'll take down this terrifying vampiric foe. So this is great. That's a nice update there, telling us how Ulfan Khan came to be what it is in this setting. And we've got to see and hear a little bit more about the characters that are going to feature in it. So this is one of the articles that we're going to cover now, and we've gone through that. So let's move on to the next one. So that was great, a real good introduction to the city. And I won't read through all these articles, but let's just have a look at the second one. And this came out, again, back in February. And now we're going to have a good look at Radukar the Wolf. And we've seen the miniature already. And here's a great image of him. Looks awesome. There's that two-headed wolf, which is fantastic. And this is going to be such a great miniature to paint. So good. And there he is. And we're getting a real close-up. And the details on these miniatures are fantastic. The buckles, those the kind of scratches or scars on the wolf's head. The sleeves are really great. So I can't wait to get this miniature. It's going to be so good. And there we are. Here's the sword. It must be pretty old. It's seen some better days. But this is going to be great. And so it goes down and it just tells us a bit more about him. And it's all set in the scene. So if you want to find out a bit more about Radukar, then this is the article to take a look at. And then we're going down. So that's the second one. But really some great close-up pictures of this miniature. And what an awesome miniature it is. And a really great villain to take us into the game for us to fight against. So that's the next article. Let's move on to the next one now. And so we didn't get anything for about a week. And then all of a sudden, we get this dropped on us. Vampire rat style icon. It's Kritsa the Rat Prince. So this was cool. And now it didn't say this is part of Curse City. So it just introduced this guy as welcome to our first ever New Model Monday. Every week throughout March, we'll be showcasing a brand new, previously unseen miniature, though the rumour engine may have revealed a glimpse at some point. Each model will be from one of our many game systems set in the Mortal Realms or the 41st millennium, so they really could be anything. Now you know what you have to look forward to every Monday this month. Let's get on with today's offering. Say hello to Kritsa the Rat Prince. And here's this miniature, another cool miniature with some great details, going with this animal fur theme, so he's wearing these rats around his neck. And he just looks awesome, really fits in with the whole theme of Curse City, but it doesn't say anywhere that this miniature is from Curse City. It says this well-dressed fellow hails from the Vicross dynasty of soul-blight vampires. And then, as you can probably tell from this fancy attire, Kritsa was once counted among the nobility of Ulfenkarn, which you can read about in a first Curse City crier. Unfortunately, his attempts to secretly undermine the lord of the land led him to an ill fate, and he was horribly mauled by Radukar the Wolf. So it just says there, and he escaped into a corpse cart, and great to read through this to find out about him. But it doesn't say he's going to be featured in the game for sure. So I think this could be maybe an expansion for Curse City, getting a little glimpse already. Or maybe it's a miniature that they haven't released in the preview. But we did see the box contents. So it's still up in the air just who this guy is and how we're going to be able to get hold of him. But here's some more detailed pictures. And this is fantastic. These furs. And so he looks great. He's got this sword, this kind of stick, and then he's got the tails of the rats coming down from behind his cloak. So this is a really cool looking miniature. I can't wait to get this. But again, we don't know where he's from. So hopefully we'll find out a little bit more in the future. But I mean, it must be for Curse City. Surely it is. I mean, it's linked to Curse City. His backstory's got to do with it. So whether he's going to come in an expansion or as an extra hero who wants to exact his revenge, I guess we're just going to have to wait to find out on this one. But if you've got any ideas, please join in the comment section below and add them. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So that brings us to the end of that article. So let's move on to the next one. There's loads of cool stuff come out recently for Curse City. So let's move on to that now. And this is another great article. It came out just under a week ago. And this gives us a real good look at these zombies. So if you've been following the game as it's been developed and you watched the preview, you would have seen a little glimpse of these already. But there's so much detail with these. We've got the different birds and rats all over them. And I thought at first, well, it's a bit weird that they've still got the gravestones on them. But the idea is they've been, when they were dead, the townsfolk put spikes through them just to make sure they stayed that way. Obviously that plan didn't work because these are all up running riot around the town. So the undead up and about. And I think it works really well. I think it's unique. I've never seen anything like that before. So I think it looks really good. And so there's loads of character in these and so many different kind of variations of the models as well. So the game's going to be packed with tons of different miniatures that we can use. Again, this would be great fun for Warcry, bringing these in and making like a zombie warband with a kind of vampire as the leader maybe, or a necromancer as a leader. So it's going to be really fun exploring that and seeing what we can do with these. And then scrolling down, We've got Gorslav the Gravekeeper, and what a fantastic miniature again. Pulling that kind of hooked hand, or that hook he's got hold of. I thought it was his hand at first, but it looks like he's got his hand round some kind of hook. So he's pulling up that coffin lid and letting the zombie escape, but he looks mental. So that's another great miniature. He's one of the main villains that we're going to have to fight against in the Cursed City. So that's the end of that one, and you can find out more about him on the website, so definitely go and check that out too. Now let's go on to the next article, and this is going to bring us to the most recent that came out today, and this is giving us a real good look at those tiles. So this is what the game's going to be played on, and it says here at the very top, look, it's not long now until Warhammer Quest Cursed City is released, meaning you and your friends can soon take epic journeys into the city of Ulfenkarn. So this is awesome. We're going to find out real soon when the release date is, and I'm hoping it's going to be maybe the end of this month or next month for release. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, but I'm hoping for end of March or April, but I'm definitely hoping to get a release date by the end of this month. But here's the tiles, so let's scroll down. And I've never played Warhammer Quest before, but if you've played the Blackstone Fortress and the previous Warhammer Quest games, then you'll be familiar with how it works and the layout. But this is all new to me, so it's really exciting, and I can't wait to get my first Warhammer Quest game. And what a first game it's going to be. This is such a good theme. And these look stunning, really nice. And I'm not sure the sizes, but I think it might be good to even put them together in some way to create like a kind of mini battlefield, maybe big enough for Warcry. I'm not sure, but that would be interesting, especially all these blue street tiles. That would be really good. Or put some kind of buildings in and amongst them and then slot those tiles around it. I think that would be great fun. But let's scroll down and look at them in a bit more detail. So it says here that depending on your team's reason for entering Ulfenkarn, the environments of your mission will be different. You could end up exploring anything from a derelict mansion to the notorious Square of Bones. Each map is made up of various tiles that are connected by gateways. Who knows what horrors you may discover in this formerly peaceful garden. So there we are, there's that one there. And then we go down and this is like a tavern. So we've got the inside of a tavern there. Really good detail and artwork on these. These are great. And then we've got Armory. A little look at that there. So these look like we're getting pretty much rooms. What's this one? This is a dining room. Dining room for zombies. And that's it. That's all it's given us. But I think this main picture at the top is great. So we get to look at a network. And I guess they're double-sided. Is that the case with Warhammer Quest? There's a good chance they're going to be double-sided, which is brilliant. That's going to give us loads more options. And I'm not seeing this one, this garden-looking one, on here. So yeah, they're definitely going to be double-sided. So that's going to open up tons of different options, more rooms, more ideas for gameplay. So yeah, really interested to see this. I can't wait to see it in real life once it's released. And let's see what it says at the bottom. Each journey you take into Ulfenkarn is thrilling and varied. We'll be looking at what else you can expect from Warhammer Quest Cursed City as we get closer to its release date. In the meantime, check out the website for more details on the setting, the heroes, and the villains of the new cooperative board game. So yeah, we still don't know when it's going to be, that release date, but yeah, it's got to be soon. Got to be soon. So that pretty much sums up all the updates now, and that brings us right up to date from when I put that video out from the preview reveal right up to the article that came out today. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Have you played Warhammer Quest before? What are you looking forward to from this game the most? Is there a villain or hero you like the best? Join in the comment section below. It'd be brilliant to hear your thoughts and feedback. As soon as this game's out, I'll be pre-ordering it and then I'll be including it on the channel. So we'll be doing painting videos. I'll go through all the rules and make videos for that. And I'll also be showing you how you can use the miniatures to use them in warbands in Warcry, which is going to be great fun. If you like this kind of content and want to join in the Patreon community, then that's a great place where we hang out on Discord. We can share all our hobby and news and help each other out with tips and tricks. And you can also get some content there that you're not going to find anywhere else. It'd be great to see you there. So if you're interested, please check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games.